Back to the gridiron. Yes, it may be 100 degrees outside, but many area high school football teams have returned to the turf for practice over a week ago. And there's one returning team member at Byrd High School who is the epitome of if there's a will, there's a way. Tonight on The Good Stuff, how this returning sophomore found a way onto the field even after doctors told him he would never play the game.
You already know.
Inside the Byrd football locker room, it's the last few minutes of room temperature heaven for these Yellow Jacket players.
So I think the kids are ready, and I think the coaches are ready. We're ready to get after it.
Because waiting on them at the bottom of this hill is a new season of grinding hot practices.
Experience is a key to having a good team. I mean, having those guys returning.
And hopefully the kind of experienced leadership to make another playoff run, including one returning sophomore who literally walked on to the Yellow Jackets squad last summer.
I tell you right now, my heart was beating like crazy.
He marched right into Coach Mike Suggs' office, packed with 3 decades of honors and championship titles, with his cousin and returning starter Nick Irwin by his side.
Coach Suggs, my name's Morgan Reeves. I shook his hand.
I thought, here we go. We got us another good player because he's a good-sized young man.
But what Morgan said next wasn't exactly district title music to Coach Suggs' ears. And it's because of what doctors discovered years ago while taking a closer look at Morgan's ears.
We asked about being a manager with the team, and the first thing I said was, why you want to be a manager? You need to be playing for us.
What size?
An equipment manager, running down shoes and mouthpieces for players instead of running down opposing quarterbacks on the field. All because of a diagnosis that would forever alter Morgan's football destiny.
Morgan came home from school, and so he brought this letter home that said he had failed a hearing screening.
Being forced to wear hearing aids wasn't enough to end his gridiron dream. But the MRI doctors performed before they were installed.
What do you mean that there's something not quite right with it? There's an abnormality.
Without question, it changed Morgan's life forever.
The tonsils of the cerebellum are basically herniated or stuck in the foramen. The foramen is the hole at the base of the skull.
The gap you see here at the base of the skull on a healthy MRI is missing on Morgan's.
It can cut off fluid, CSF fluid, which goes up and down the spine, up into your brain.
So one blow to the head.
Morgan is such a strong,
Could be life-ending for Morgan. Imagine being in the 3rd grade and you're told no amusement parks, no jumping on trampolines, and absolutely no contact sports of any kind. Talk about having your childhood dreams potentially shattered, especially for a youngster with football literally pumping through his veins.
Morgan has grown up around a family who is absolutely crazy about football.
Beginning with his great-grandfather, Stan Powell, a crazed Packer fan who became the first principal of Captain Shreve.
He was a Green Bay Packer fan?
It is.
That's how Captain Shreve has got the same colors?
Yes.
Down to the original G. He also played ball at Northwestern State, as did Uncle Stan.
He has 2 uncles on his father's side and on my side. My brother and his dad's brother both played and were friends at Byrd.
An entire family roster of football players. And now,
Here you go, Coach.
one team equipment manager.
Believe me, I wanted to play, but God had other plans for me.
Which is why his diagnosis only called an audible on that football dream.
He's a special young man. Probably, as a freshman, without a doubt, the best worker I've ever had.
Part of football, part of sports is the camaraderie, and he's got that camaraderie with this group of guys, and he is a part of our team.
That's quite the scouting report for a young man who could have just walked away from the game rather than keep working to find a way in it.
What would happen if I didn't go into his office? I never would have made a football family. I'm just so glad that I did that because I have formed unbreakable bonds with so many people.
Awesome kid. Coach Ballou and Morgan both tell me, and I kind of told Mom, I don't think she knew, that there was this one practice last year. They were short a player for a walking drill. Coach called his name, gave him a helmet. Morgan got out there, walked through the drill. He said it was awesome, an awesome feeling, but a smelly one because using someone else's helmet isn't always a wise choice.